This is the second part of a Level 2 Functional Skills Maths paper from NCFE. In this part, you can use a calculator. Activity 2, allotment. An allotment is a piece of land that people can rent to grow fruit, flowers, and vegetables. A residents' association has an allotment so that people can grow their own vegetables. This is the plan of the allotment. What is the area of the allotment? So it's a compound shape, which we can split into a rectangle and trapezium, or into 3 shapes, 2 rectangles and a triangle, which is what I'm going to be doing. So this one here can be worked out by multiplying 20.4 by 9.8. This one here, 7.5 by, let's work it out, so that would be 18.3, take away 9.8, which gives us 8.5. And finally, we've got the triangle. So this side is equal to 8.5. And we're going to multiply by this side, which we haven't worked out yet, but it can be worked out by going 20.4, take away 7.5, which is 12.9. And then, as it is a triangle, we're going to divide it by 2. So let's just collect all the answers together. We can use a calculator to work them out. So the area of the big triangle is equal to 199.92. The area of the other rectangle is equal to 63.75. And finally, the triangle gives us 54.825. And that makes 318.495, and it is meters that we've input. So the answer will be squared meters. There is an oval pond in the allotment. The pond is 7 meters long, 5 meters wide, and 8 centimeters deep. The pond is to be filled in with soil. The formula to find the volume in cubic meters of the pond is pi times L divided by 2 times width divided by 2 times depth. So L is the length, W is the width, and D is the depth. All of them in meters. We're going to use pi equals 3.14. So let's just work out the volume. So let's replace the values. We go pi is 3.14 times length is equal to 7. 7 divided by 2 gives us 3.5. And the width is 5 divided by 2, that is going to be 2.5 times the depth, which is 80 centimeters. So in meters, that is going to be 0.8. Multiplying this with a calculator, we get 21.98 cubic meters. So soil can be bought in 2 sizes of bag. We've got A and B. volume of soil 0.9 cubic meters, that is 74 pounds per bag, and 1.5 meters, that is 110 pounds per bag. The pond should be filled as cheaply as possible. How much will it cost? Show your working. So we've got to fill 21.98 cubic meters. If we go with A, then we're going to do 21.98 divided by 0 and multiply the answer by 74. If we go with B, we're going to do 21.98 divided by 1.5 and then multiplied by 110. And this one gives us £1,807 and 24 pence if we round it, and B gives us £1,611 and 87 pence. So the cheaper one is B. If 3 people work together, it would take them 8 hours to fill in the pond. How long would it take 5 people working at the same rate? So 3 people takes them 8 hours. How long would it take 5 people? Now this is inverse proportion, because the more people get involved working at the same rate, this is going to take less time to complete. So to get from 3 to 5, what do we multiply by? So we're going to do in the calculator 5 divided by 3, which gives us 1.6 recurring. Now we're going to do the opposite, so divide by 1.6 recurring on the other side. So 8 divided by the 1.6 recurring gives us 4.8 hours. Asif wants to grow potatoes. The Grow Potatoes website gives these instructions for planting potatoes. Potatoes should be planted in rows. There must be 75 centimeters between the rows and 50 centimeters between each plant in a row. There should be a gap of at least 50 centimeters between the plants and the edge of the plot. The space for planting potatoes is a rectangle measuring 4 meters by 2.5 meters. Use the scale plan on the next page to show how the potato plants should be arranged to fit in the most potato plants. Draw a cross to mark the position for each plant. So I've got the plan here, and as we were told, must be 75 centimeters between the rows and 50 centimeters between each plant in a row, and also a 50 centimeter gap between the plants and the edge of the plot. So this here is 50 centimeters, which tells us that each of the squares is 25 by 25 centimeters. We've got to keep a 50 centimeter gap from the edge, so we should start here and then 50 centimeters from the next plant. So there is the second one, third, fourth, fifth, and 6 and 7. Now leaving a gap of 75 centimeters between the rows, we're going to go up 3 squares. And we've met all the criteria specified here. As you find some trial results about 2 types of potato, Cara and Desiree. Yield is the weight of potatoes that can be produced from one potato plant. Asi wants to plant the type of potato with a higher yield. He will grow 20 potato plants. Use the trial data to recommend which type of potato Asif should plant and estimate the expected total weight of potatoes in pounds that he will get. So we'll look at the mean to make the decision. You could use the median as well. I'm going to stick to the mean. So I'm going to add all of these weights together and divide them by how many there are. So adding these all together, we get 8.65, which we are going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which gives us 1.73. Let's repeat the process for the other type of plant. So adding all together gives us 6.53, which we're going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4. And it gives us 1.6325. So the one that we're going to pick is going to be Cara because of the higher mean. And we've got to now calculate what the weight is in pounds. So 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds, at about 1.73 kilograms. So we're going to multiply 1.73 by 2.2. Which gives us 3.806 pounds. Now we've got to estimate the total weight of potatoes, and we've got 20 potatoes. So I'm going to go 20 times 3.8, which gives us 76 pounds. Activity 3, fruit juice. Pete is a catering student. He has been given a project testing fruit juices. Pete is testing the super juicer and the blitzed juicer. Pete juices 100 grams of strawberries in the blitzed juicer. Repeat this 7 times. Calculate the medium volume of strawberry juice produced by the blitzed juicer. So the median, we're going to put them in order. I'm going to start from the smallest to the biggest. So 65, 66, 67, 70, 71, 72 and 73. Crossing them out each side to find the middle number or numbers, we get 70. So 70 milliliters is the median. B tests the superjuicer. The manufacturer claims that 300 grams of apples will produce 2/5 of a pint of juice. B tests this claim by juicing different weights of apples and measuring the amount of juice they produce. He uses his results to draw the scatter diagram. Is the manufacturer's claim correct? Show how you decide. Use the conversion. 1 pint equals 568 milliliters. So 300 grams of apples will produce 2/5 of a pint. So 1 pint is equal to 568. So 2/5 of 568 will do 568 divided by 5 and then multiplied by 2, which gives us 227.2 milliliters. Now let's go and see if this is the case for the 300 grams of apples. So we've got the scatter diagram. We're going to draw a line of best fit. And let's find the 300 grams. So 300 grams is equal to 250 milliliters of juice. So this is actually more. So 250 milliliters is more than the 2/3 of a pint, which is 227. So is the manufacturer's claim correct? We're going to say no, because this is actually more than 2/5. The blitzed juices information states that the weight of juice produced from oranges is around 30% of the weight of the fruit. If Pete wants to produce 150 grams of juice, what weight of oranges should he use? So if we think of 100% that being the weight of oranges, then only 30% will be the weight of the juice. And he wants to produce 150 grams of juice. What weight of oranges should he use? So 150 grams is equal to 30%. So we're going to divide it by 30 to get just the 1%. So we're going to go 150 divided by 30 gives us 5 grams. So we'll multiply this now by 100 to get the 100% amount, the weight of the oranges So 5 times 100 gives us 500 grams. Pete asks a group of college students which machine's juice they prefer. This table shows their responses. A student from the group is chosen at random. What is the probability that the student is under 19 and preferred juice from blitzed juicer? So let's locate that number in the table. Under 19 and prefers juice from blitzed juicer. And that is this one here. So it's 4 out of the total. What is the total? If we add 16 and 4, that gives us 20. 17 and 13, that's going to give us 30. So that is 50 in total. So 4/50 is the answer. Pete makes a smoothie using juice from pineapples and mangoes. He wants the volume of pineapple juice to mango juice to be as close as possible to a 3:2 ratio. Typical volumes of juice produced from one fruit are pineapple 0.2 litres, mango 0.08 litres. Costs of fruit at the local supermarket are pineapple £1.50, mango 65p. What is the cost of the fruit that Pete needs to buy to make 8 litres of smoothie? So the ratio of pineapple to mango juice is 3:2. So we're looking at a total of 5 units. So 3 and 2 makes 5. But we're looking to make 8 litres in total. So to get from 5 to 8, what do we multiply by? We're going to do, using the calculator, 8 divided by 5, which is 1.6. So we're going to multiply these by 1.6 as well. So 3 times 1.6 gives us 4.8, and 2 times 1.6 gives us 3.2. So what this is, 4.8 litres of pineapple juice and 3.2 litres of mango juice. We're also given that one pineapple can produce 0.2 litres of pineapple juice. So how many pineapples will we need? So we're going to go 4.8 divided by 0.2 equals 24 pineapples. And for mango, that is 0.08. So we're going to do 3.2 divided by 0.08, which equals 40 mangoes. Now that's how many pieces of fruit we need, and we're gonna work out the cost now. So if one pineapple costs £1.50, we're gonna do 24 times £1.50, and it gives us £36. We've got 40 mangoes, which we're going to multiply by 0.65, because each one of them costs 65p, and we get £26. So in total, that is £62. When Pete goes to buy the fruit, he finds that pineapples have increased in price to £1.75 each. By what percentage has the price of pineapples increased? Give your answer to one decimal place. So the price before was £1.50 and it is now £1.75. So we're going to do £1.75, take away £1.50, gives us 25 pence. So there's been a 25 pence increase. That is 0.25 out of the 150, the original price. So plugging this in the calculator gives us 0.166 and so on. So 6 recurring. And we know that we need to multiply by 100 to get the decimal into a percentage, to convert it. So the decimal point will move 2 places to the right. So in other words, we've got a 16.67% increase. So I've rounded it to 2 decimal places. Oh, actually the answer needs to be to 1 decimal place. So we're going to do 16.7%. So it's always worth checking what the question is asking. Activity 4, working in the theatre. Jan is an apprentice in the theatre. She needs to plan the layout of the stage for the next play. A prop is an object used on stage. One of the props is a cylinder with radius 1.5 meters. Jan uses a coordinate grid to plan where to put props on the stage. Each small square in the grid represents a 1 meter by 1 meter square on the real stage. She wants the center of the cylinder to be at -3,2. On the grid, draw a plan view of the cylinder in this position. So the center of it is going to be at -3,2. So that is going to be here. And the radius we said was 1.5 meters. So there is 1 meter now. This is 1.5. This is 1.5. This is 1.5. This is 1.5. So we'll try and draw a circle. With a pair of compasses, you can actually do this better. But it gives you the idea. The cylinder has radius 1.5 meters and height 1.25 meters. Calculate the volume of the cylinder in cubic meters. Give your answer to 1 decimal place. Use pi equals 3.14. So let's work out the area of the base of the cylinder and then multiply it by the height. So pi r squared is the formula for the area of a circle, and that's what we're going to use. So we are going to use 3.14 multiplied by the radius, which is 1.5 squared. So plugging this in the calculator gives us 7.065 squared meters. Now we're going to multiply this by the height. So 7.065 times 1.25 gives us 8.8 83125 cubic meters, but we've got to write the answer as rounded to one decimal place. So that would mean getting 8.8 because 3 is lower than 5. Jan needs to cover a ball with glitter. The ball's radius is 60 centimeters. The formula to find the surface area of a sphere is 4 times pi times r squared. Jan buys the glitter in bottles. She needs to use 300 grams of glitter per square meter. Each bottle holds 254 grams of glitter. Calculate the number of bottles of glitter needed to cover the sphere. Use pi equals 3.14. So let's work out the surface area first. So we're going to go 4 times 3.14 times the radius is 60 centimeters. But she needs to use the glitter which is given per square meter. So I'm going to convert that into meters. I'm going to do 0.6 and that is squared. So plug in this in the calculator. Gives us 4.5216 squared meters. Now she is going to use 300 grams per square meter, so I'm going to multiply 4.5216 by 300, which gives us 1356.48 grams of glitter, and each bottle holds 254 grams, so I'm going to divide 1356.48 by 254, which gives us 5.3404724441. So it's more than 5 and less than 6. But we can't just go and round down to 5 because we'd need some extra glitter and nobody's going to give it to us if we don't buy it. So we're going to say 6 bottles in total. The theatre director wants a spotlight that will give a circle of light on the stage with a diameter of approximately 2.15 meters. The formula for working out the diameter of the light on the stage is D equals B times H times 18, all divided by 1000, where D is the diameter of the circle of light in meters, B is the beam angle in degrees, H is the vertical distance from the spotlight to the stage in meters. This table shows the available spotlights. Which spotlight should be chosen to get the diameter closest to 2.15 meters? Explain how you decide. So we're going to use both of them for P and Q. So let's replace the values. So P is going to be either 19 or 26, so we can try with both. And H is 5.6 meters multiplied by 18 and then all divided by 1000. So 19 times 5.6 times 18 divided by 1000 is just 1.915 2. Now let's replace the value of the angle with 26, so times 5.6 times 18, all divided by 1000, gives us 2.6208. So both in meters. Now we're going to work out the difference between each of them and 2.15. So this is lower than 2.15, so I'm going to do 2.15, take away 1.915, which gives us 0.2348. Now I'm going to do 2.6208, take away the 2.15, gives us 0.4708. So this one is closer because 0.2348 is smaller than 0.4708. So that's this one with a 19 degrees angle, so that is spotlight P. The theatre needs new stage curtains. Jan has been asked to order the fabric for the new curtains. The total width of fabric needs to be 3 1/5 times the width of the stage front. Write 3 1/5 as a decimal number. So we know that the answer is going to be 3 point something because it is more than 3. 1/5 itself is equal to 0.2, and if you're not sure about that, you can just do 1 divided by 5 in the calculator and it's going to give you 0.2. So 0.2 at 3 is going to give us 3.2, and that is the answer. This is a diagram of the stage. The total width of fabric needs to be 3 1/5 the width of the stage front. Curtain fabric is sold in widths of 1.4 meters. Several widths of fabric are sewn together to make the curtains. The length of the curtains needs to be 5.8 meters to allow for hems. What length of fabric does she need? So looking at the width, it says the total width of the fabric needs to be 3 1/5 the width of the stage front. The stage front is 10 meters wide, so 3 lots of 10 will be 30, and 1/5 of 10 is going to be 2, so 10 divided by 5. So that is 32 meters width, and each of these are 1.4 meters wide. So how many of them do we need? So we'll go 32 divided by 1.4, which gives us 22.8571 and so on. So this is about 23 widths. So 23 widths, and this is what it looks like. So thinking of 23 strips like this, I haven't counted them, but the idea is that it's 23 of them. And the length of each of them is going to be 5.8 now, to take into the account the hems. So how many, if we were to put all of these together, how many, what length would all of this have all together? So 1, 2, and 3, and so on. So if you put them as strips, line them up and add them together, what length would that make? So that would be 23 of them times 5.8 meters. And that gives us 133.4 meters. And this is the end of the paper.